Welcome to the EATEL Game of the Week on REV TV. And as you can see, we are at Spartan Stadium, East Ascension High School. They are the host team for girls soccer. East Ascension, the Lady Spartans, 10-5-2 on the season, 2-1 in district play, will play against the Santa Maria LadyGators, 5-10, 1-1 on the season. I'm Jeff Porsche. I'll be joined by Coach Swacker in just a minute, but first we'll take a break. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week on REV TV.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Tata Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Tata Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Tata Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Tata.
About 5 minutes away from the beginning of our game of the week here at Spartan Stadium, the LadyGators and Lady Spartans. I'm joined by Coach Swack right now, and let's talk about the coaches. We've got one veteran coach, and we've had one that's been here about 5 years and putting together a good program.
Well, Coach Jolie Hartman, 10 years at Santa Maria, and actually probably all her life at Santa Maria as either an elementary student in the system all the way up to through high school, and then went on to play a little college ball at 118, 77 and 21 in her 10 years at Santa Maria High School as the head coach. Then at East Ascension, Jennifer Franklin, 5 years, 36 and 42 and 10. And we discussed that at length on our game last week, but you're going to see some ties in soccer because you do not have the system to where you have penalty kicks at the end of the game. You know, if there's a tie at the end of the game, it becomes a tie, and there's no extra time until you get to the playoffs.
So we're about ready to get to the national anthem. There it is. About 3 minutes away from the beginning of this game, and we'll spend this time taking a look at the starting lineups for both teams. And we'll start with the Santa Maria LadyGators, the visitors here tonight. And you have goalkeeper number 18, senior Spencer Keenan. At defender number 7, senior Sadie Bourgeois. Defender number 15, senior Bryn Weathers. Defender number 33, freshman Kendall Wagaspack. Defender number 21, sophomore Nina Tomplay. Midfielder number 10, junior Madison Parker. Midfielder number 12, senior Jules Gautreau. Midfielder senior number 25, Sarah Arsenault. Forward number 8, junior Nia Bridgewater. Forward number 1, freshman Lillian Oakland. And then forward number 29, freshman Mallory Sutton. Now for the starting lineup for the home team, the East Ascension Lady Spartans. Number 1, junior goalkeeper Hannah May. Number 21, junior defender Paige Pransky. Number 25, sophomore defender Ava Lambert. Number 4, junior defender Nayla Sanchez. Number 28, senior defender Shayla Sanchez. Number 8, senior midfielder Reagan Melanson. Number 12, freshman midfielder Taylor Carty. Number 19, freshman midfielder Audrey Galindo. Number 11, freshman forward Leah Pransky. Number 7, senior forward Aaliyah Jimerson. And then rounding out the lineup for tonight, number 24, freshman forward Claire Delaney. So that's our starters for both teams, and so we were able to get that in, thank goodness. And it's a beautiful, not a cloud in the sky kind of day, 58 degrees, and it's much more comfortable than last Tuesday as the temperature got into the 40s before the end of the night. And so we're just about ready to go, and Jeff Porsche, that's me, David Swacker, the coach, he's here, and we have a guest that's going to join us for the broadcast tonight, Coach Jared Moss with the Dutchtown girls soccer team, as they're not playing tonight, so he's been gracious enough to join us tonight, and it's great to have all of you out here tonight.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Coach, how many years at Dutchtown?
It's my first. It's my first season at Dutchtown. Been around the game in the parish for a long time, just not the head coach of the girls at Dutchtown. So.
And, talking about that, because I was athletic director at Santa Maria High School for 10 years, and I'm not going to say we went through 10 soccer coaches, but there was a number of them.
Sure.
But I started finding, because I was playing recreational soccer, basically when this started out in the high school level.
Okay.
And I could still remember, because we had, the Gary, who I'm talking about, Melissa,
and
Rick and all those, they were all part of Saddleball. We were building the fields at Santa Ma, to a regulation field, by the way, and really had a good time. But you know what the problem was? You can't find anybody that really is a qualified coach. Now, this is way back in the day, okay? Now, because of the deals at Lamar Dixon, because of the deals that's happened in the past right out here, you being one of them, I'm sure, you know, there are a ton of qualified soccer people that we refer to them as CECP coaches, that you don't have to be a member of the faculty at Dutchtown High School or at any other school. You can be a head coach in every sport except football and basketball. And it's a really unique thing, because I personally believe what I saw, because I was all in favor of the soccer deal, is it saved soccer. Because, you know, it got to be, and I hate to even say this, where you had a guy who wants to coach soccer. How much you going to pay? Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Sure.
You know, and that's not what you want coaching kids. So how did you come up through the deal here? As you see the kickoff right here by East Ascension.
Well, I grew up in Mandeville, played competitively over there. My dad was a coach, coached the local schools too, volunteered a bunch of times. So then when my family moved to Ascension, we started to do the same thing. Lots of good soccer folks in the parish came before us, like Coach Amant, Rick Gary, Ray Linton, lots of guys volunteering their time to bring the game forward to where it is today.
Ray Linton.
Ray Linton, yeah. He coached at Walker on the boys' side.
Coached at Walker. Right, I mean, he was sitting in this chair a few years ago with us, and he came in and helped me out at Santa Ma High School after he left East Ascension.
Yeah, there's some soccer royalty. I'm not sure if Coach Pedro's on the sidelines for EA tonight.
Pedro was another one.
He's been here a long time, too.
I think he's moving to the varsity level, or maybe to the guys or something like this.
He's helping out on the guys' side, because I think their coach is out of the country for the moment. So
Pedro is totally outstanding, I believe. I really liked him. He was a lot of fun, and I think he really helped out our kids a great deal. So kind of you could talk, do you know many of these girls? You've played both of these teams. I'm not going to say which one's better, because I think on any given night, most people can win any game.
Shot by Bridgewater, scores! And it's 1-0.
And I'm thinking, you know, the Bridgewater is a name in the Santa Ma community, and I'm sure in the soccer community. Bridgewater, I'm not sure she even took a shot the other night in y'all's game. And
she's a handful, that's for sure. Great player.
But I'm going to tell you, this is just what I believe. You know, when we started soccer, I was a girls' track coach. I said, I need everybody that can run to come out for soccer. You're on the team, you know. And what we're going to do is we're going to kick the ball way down there. You run down there and see if you can kick it in that goalie.
Things have changed.
But I was just telling Jeff, when I was watching the World Cup a couple of years ago, where was the guy from England that I could still remember? He ran by the guy from France like he was standing still.
Oh, there's a few of them.
Yes. And I said, God, it said speed is immaculate in the world of sports here. And Bridgewater, that was a nice shot with the power that it just deflected off the hands of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and Hannah May, the goalie for EA, is very, very good, too. So to sneak one past her, you got to put it in the right spot.
Right. So these two teams, and Coach brought it up a little bit. You beat both these teams last week, 8-0 over Santa Ma and 5-0 over East Ascension. What kind of teams do these two girls have? I know that you won both games, but these are two pretty competitive. This ought to be a pretty evenly matched game, don't you think?
Yeah, I would assume so. I think Santa Ma probably has an edge. A couple of more attacking players, but EA's got some good talent up top too, with Little Pransky and Big Pransky playing center back there. So
Coach, what are you talking about attacking?
The Nayas, the Mallorys, the girls that play up top, their forwards or their strikers, look just a little bit more dangerous than the attackers for EA at this point. There it goes again.
And there's another shot on goal, scores! And it's 2-0, so you brought up that point. I believe that was Bridgewater again. Let's see who got it on the rebound.
Yeah.
It was up, and there was Bridgewater again, 2 goals.
I think Coach Hartman, he had a talk with her because, usually, sometimes you coach that athlete, you say you just got to play better. We got to win here. Here's the power rankings, Coach, right here this week, according to our soccer guru, Lyle Boudreau. And not necessarily means anything right now.
Not yet.
No.
A few more days to go.
Yeah.
So Sandoval 18 and East Ascension 28. So that kind of brings up your point that on paper Sandoval has an advantage here tonight, and they've taken advantage of that for sure with 2 early goals from Bridgewater.
You split public-private in soccer?
No, not yet. We think it's coming next year, though. We think it's coming. So we have to battle it out with the big dogs, the Dominicans, the Mount Carmels, St. Joe's, all those guys.
Right, and we've noticed that with Sandoval and Dutchtown, both teams have had a good tradition over the years, and they're playoff teams, and they always win in the early rounds. And then when you get to the quarters and the semis and you take on those schools from the North Shore and the Catholic School League, that's when they usually are defeated. What do you have to do to get through those teams? Is there a chance that you can get through those teams?
I think we're capable if everything goes our way on a night. A little luck, a good game plan from the coaches, and the team executes. But they just have a lot more depth of talent than schools like us. I mean, Dutchtown, I'm extremely lucky. We have a bunch of great players, all play competitively outside of high school. So by the time they get to me, they are – most of them well-oiled machines that I just kind of put in the right places. EA, it struggles a little bit with that. Sandoval, not so much. They're similar to us where they just take all those competitive players and stick them on the field and cut them loose. So.
And are you coaching any of that outside?
Yes, it starts tomorrow night, actually. I coach a 10 boys team, a 11 boys team, and then my caboose, my youngest, he's a 9-year-old team.
And so basically you couldn't coach Dutchtown girls teams unless you had a certain number.
Under 6.
Under 6.
Yeah, under 6.
And so the goalie will grab it, and so
outstanding job right there. You saw I call them we used to call them fullback when I played, but I think they call them forwards now. The defenders.
Yeah, they're defenders. Or fullbacks is still the ones in the middle are the center backs. The ones on the outside backs. So you got Bryn.
You saw her protecting that ball for a goalkeeper to come out and get it.
Yeah, it looked like Bryn Weathers back there. Another good player that plays out in Ascension Flight for us. So
right, and so that's another thing to bring up is that you coach a lot of this stuff, and you've coached at a lot of different places and with a lot of different programs. Have you either coached them or coached against most of these kids outside of the high school level?
Sure. I mean, I coached an 05 girls team with my daughter on it for years, and so we had to deal with Miss Bridgewater up top when we played Baton Rouge for a lot of years. So I know Nia pretty well, and then a lot of the other ones have played. We played against or I've coached over the years. But Ascension Flight is a pretty small club, so you get to know everybody. No one's really a stranger out there. So when we see these families, that's why we come to these games, because we're just supporting the game and the players you grew up with. And I'm lucky enough to have a daughter that's a lot of their age, so I got to know them when they were playing over there at Burnside Park, right across the way.
So corner kick coming, and a header up high hits either the goal post or the crossbar.
Yeah, Sadie Bourgeois on the header on that one.
Okay, so dodge a bullet there for East Ascension. And so all that competition that you talk about with all these club teams and all of that, that's kind of helped the competitive level here, I guess, in the parish, because even though you may not be at the same level as some of those New Orleans teams competitively, as a whole, you still have a very competitive product out here in Ascension Parish.
Oh, no doubt. And it's not going away either. It's actually getting stronger. I'll say specifically, there's more numbers on these soccer teams in our parish now than there's ever been. Now, of course, the schools are growing, but the numbers are still going up. I know I have 55 at Dutchtown, so it's a good thing. It means it's steady, and we're going to grow it even more as we move forward and the new high school opens up.
And this is what I think of when I first came to Ascension in '85. And we played the big football game against East Ascension at Sandoval. I mean, I could not believe the rivalry between the two schools, and it wasn't a love-hate deal as much as how many parents were bourgeois on both teams.
Oh, yeah.
And how many men and women worked in the plants or in the communities. And you know, if you went to BASF, you know, you had tons of people from every community. Sir. And so then all of a sudden, to me, the biggest key of the whole deal was how baseball brought the two teams together, because everybody in the community played baseball. And here they were. Man, I played second base with him last year. Now I'm playing football against him. And you're talking about the same thing in soccer right now. Some of these girls play on the same team.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt. So it's a good thing. I mean, I know my girls should be here to cheer on a lot of their club teammates if they're not already here. So we're all one big community in the parish.
And that makes you get better when you're playing good people.
Yeah, they're mean to each other while they're on the field, trust me. But after that, it's over, and they go back to being friends and cheering each other on.
You don't think they get on the social media and talk to each other?
Oh, my goodness. Yes, they do. You should see the
Absolutely.
videos they make. It's a bit crazy.
Mm-hmm. So now there's shot on goal, and it gets free, and it's off the rail, off the bar, and now up high again, missed, and there it is.
Oh, he called.
Or they called. Did they blow the whistle?
So what did they blow the whistle on that for? Was it?
It looks like it went out of bounds for a corner kick. Maybe it deflected and hit off the football post, maybe. I didn't see it.
Off the post right there, then a shot.
There it is. Yep, it hit off the crossbar, the field goal.
Oh, so it deflected up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. So we'll get the corner kick.
Well, the LadyGators had very rarely do you ever see 3 or 4 opportunities for a goal.
So they'll set up, try to center it, and
they playing that one too.
Okay, so Coach, as you said, this is your first year at Dutchtown. I know early on in the season had a couple of losses, and you play those tournaments against some of those teams that we talked about, some of the really strong teams, and so it was a slow start for the first 2 or 3 games, but it really looks like this team has picked up momentum, and they're really playing well, and they had the 8-0 win that we saw last week. Was it a struggle to come in your first year and put in your system and work with your new players and all that at the beginning?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I take the blame for that. I'm trying to institute some changes and changing the system. It takes a little time, and you just have to be patient and stick with the plan, and hopefully it'll work out. And right now it seems like we're playing our best soccer at the right time. So hopefully we peak here in a couple of weeks when the playoffs get going, and wrap up district play playing the way we are right now. So we got a big one against Live Oak on Thursday. Looking forward to that. So we'll see. The girls have really started to buy in, so it's coming along, and hopefully keep this thing going and get a little further than normal.
And you had that game 8-0 against Santa Maria last week, and Santa Maria with 2 goals already early on here. What did you do what did the girls do on Tuesday night that was so successful that was able to get you the victory?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think our strengths played into a couple of their weaknesses, and we were able to exploit them early and behind with our speed. As I know you guys commented on the game, we have a decent amount of speed up top. And once you open the door and you get a few, it kind of comes in bunches. So, I think we did a good job in the first half to really put the pressure on them and get a couple of more in before the half to really just put the game away. And then it was just a matter of seeing it out and keeping the shutout, which we put a very big focus on us is allowing no goals, no shots, to really put a complete game on both ends of the field together. Oh, Naya again.
Naya had a shot blocked by one of the defenders for East Ascension.
And, when I look at, the girls, your girls from Tuesday night, the one thing that and I'm not talking about soccer skills. I'm talking about athletic skills. Oh, yeah. That to me was a difference in the two teams a great deal. And, when I sit here and, first of all, if in track you're running side by side, whoever's the fastest is going to win, okay? When you're side by side and you're dribbling a soccer ball and you're still going by the defender, that's an impressive athletic move.
Oh, yeah. No, we like I said, I'm very blessed to to have some talent, both speed-wise and soccer-wise, that we can put together a pretty good attack. So now that we're kind of clicking a little bit, it took us a bit, but and Santa Maria seems to be playing well ever since. Truthfully, I think Coach Joe over there is doing a great job and has really kind of got them dialed in ever since. Since then, I mean, I think they went to Denham after that and had a great game against Denham, 6-1.
Right, they had the 6-1 win against Denham,
so,
and
obviously playing well right now. So
that kind of tells me either Denham is not very good at all, which I don't think that's the part, but it also it kind of tells me that between Coach Hartman and maybe your seniors, they stepped it up and says, this is not us. We got to do a lot better job.
Very good leadership over there. I know Sadie Bourgeois and Bren, probably their 2 senior captains that come to mind.
Yeah.
So no doubt they've corrected that game from when they played us, which, sometimes it just doesn't work out. And things worked out for us that night. So we played them again. Not sure it'd be that same score, which is a credit to them and to keep their team going. I mean, I know Coach Joe's over there doing a great job and has for a long time. Her and I are friends, so I'm happy for them. I hope they go a long way in the playoffs for the parish and for all the kids on their team.
And so the record, and that's one thing that you look at and may be deceptive. They're 5-10 on the season. And so you might look at that and say, well, they're not very good, but that's definitely not the case. They play that same early schedule that you played with those schools, and they're playing really good soccer right now. And if they win this game, they have a chance. Well, they're going to make the postseason. And they have a chance to finish second in district if they can pull out a victory here tonight.
Yeah, and we have to still do our business too. So don't give it to us just yet.
Right.
So Coach,
work to be done.
Who is the best team you've played so far this year? You consider talent-wise?
Dominican out of New Orleans.
And Dominican, whatever sport you want to list, they usually
volleyball, right in there, softball.
They have tons of talent. A great coach, Coach Al's down there, been doing it a long time. They're a well-oiled machine of a program down there. Going to be hard for anyone to beat them. St. Joe's out of Baton Rouge is very good. They beat us pretty easily early on, but Dominican, I think, is the one that has stuck out so far. And no discredit to the rest. They're just man. They took it to us. We were up a man and still lost. So that tells you what kind of a game that was.
So it's amazing. All the years that I've been here, you say St. Joe, and then you have to finish this sentence. Not in our district.
I know.
Is that tears coming out of your eyes?
No. I actually like the Livingston Parish, Ascension Parish district because it's kind of I know me and the coaches over there, we have kind of a let's beat Livingston Parish. They have kind of a let's beat Ascension Parish. So it's kind of a cool rivalry between the parishes that are similar in demographics.
It looks like anybody could win in any sport now.
Yeah.
Any night. It's going to be a lot of fun rivalries. And
the schools are real similar. Denham's pretty big, like Dutchtown is. So they've got some new coaches over on that side. So I think soccer in our district's actually going to get better and better over the next few years if we all do a good job.
Talk about the turf. I know you probably hate that, aren't you?
No, it makes the weather thing wonderful. Having had to close the fields out of Cajun Industry so many years for weather, it's nice just to not have to worry about it. It's different playing on it, I'll say. Lots of brush burns and those little pellets getting your shoes, driving my wife crazy in the house. But, there's Leah Pransky on a
You didn't bring enough mud home then, evidently.
There's a chance.
Leah Pransky up top for EA is having a wonderful season. I'm pretty sure she scored over 20 goals so far. That's the word I heard.
Wow.
She's a freshman too. So.
And Wagisback had to steal for Santa.
That's what people don't really understand. You say, no way a freshman.
Oh, no.
But in girls sports, and I've coached girls track for a number of years, that freshman means zero as far as the athletic ability could be. It's amazing.
She's great. She's got all the tools up there. So
and your leading goal scorer is a sophomore, isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Riley Hickok.
That's right. She had a great game, and that's what we were talking about, the speed and being able to control the ball. She definitely had those abilities, and she showed that on Tuesday night.
Well, we used to play soccer right over here in the tourist agency or whatever on 30.
City Room. Yep, that's the name of the field over there.
And it's amazing. If it was muddy, we still played. And we had to do like the polo people. After the game, we had to go and replace some of the divots and stuff like this.
Mallory Sutton on the shot there.
And a save for East Ascension. Looks like they have a new goalie in the game, I believe.
For who?
For East, is this a new goalie for East Ascension? Is the same one that was in there?
I think that's Hannah still. That's
okay,
Hannah,
it is. Yes, it is. It is. I saw a new number there. My fault.
I coached her a very, very long time ago, so I recognize Miss Hannah. Great goalkeeper, great soccer family in the parish. Been doing it a long time.
So it looks like right here, East Ascension's having a hard time getting into the scoring range on this. And this has kind of stayed in the Sandomal half of the field, almost the whole first half, and we have basically halfway through it with 20 minutes.
Here's another opportunity.
Maddie Parker on the ball.
And gets it to the corner and stolen, and they get it back, and this is Sutton.
That's Mallory, yep. That's Mallory Sutton.
So we're at the halfway point. Want to mention that this is senior night for East Ascension as they're trailing 2-0 right now. But after the game, stay tuned because we'll be honoring their seniors as a shot off the crossbar again.
What is that, 4?
That's about 3. That's at least 3, and I believe it have actually hit the soccer goal crossbar, not the football crossbar. So they've been close to really opening this game wide open.
I think, Jeff, I'm going to introduce you to the Sandomal girls where you can explain to them that hitting the crossbar means 0 in this sport here.
Exactly.
Show them everything that we know, okay?
They have an opportunity. They could be about 4-0 right here at this point because.
Well, I want to see with this kick right here. It's 40 yards out.
And low.
Oh,
I think that's a handball, yes. Yeah. That was 24 Delaney.
Shout out to the referee, Chris Little, tonight. So Chris has been doing it a long time.
And
good referee in the parish.
That's called the center judge?
Center, yeah, he's called the center, and the assistants are the ARs on the side. Yes, sir.
And there's a save by May. So we're about 21 minutes in, 2-0 Sandomal. Sandomal's been in control most of this game so far.
They're doing a good job pressuring the ball in their end and not letting them have time to play it up to Leah very often up there. So,
Coach, it's amazing this sport, how big it is worldwide. I mean, it is. We got to break through. It's just amazing. If you go to Mexico during the World Cup times, everybody's focused in on that TV.
No doubt.
It is.
We do in my household too, so it's not just in other places, no doubt. When World Cup time rolls around, we are.
I mean, you look at the stands of the World Cup. I mean, everyone is focused into this thing about as big as you could possibly be.
Even I watched the entire World Cup when it happens, and I played about 2 years when I was young, but it wasn't. That was back in the '80s when it not quite the same competitive level that it was out here today.
Yeah, the women's national team is obviously very, very good, having won, 4 World Cups at this point?
So. Yeah, I believe so.
And so why do you say we don't have that on the men's side in the United States?
I think it's a choice of sports. I mean, most of the young men that are super athletic are choosing other more classic American sports like basketball and football and such, and on the women's side is just a different selection of sports. So.
And I know it would be almost totally impossible to do this, but I see not at a little bit older age. Why can't you play 2 sports and one of them be soccer?
No doubt.
When we started soccer, and I don't know, I get on a warpath on this. First of all, you got soccer. I think one of only 5 states that has it as a winter sport.
Right.
Yep.
And in the National Federation rules. And we're sitting there. We had girls that were cheerleaders, basketball players, and soccer girls. And they're doing all 3 during the winter.
Oh, good ball, Nina. Nina Tomplay on the.
Here's a chance.
Offsides.
Yep. So that was Sutton who got it. Well,
basically thought she was going to get a pass right there, I would think, while she ended up being a little bit offsides.
That was a good ball, though.
How do you feel about this being a winter sport? Would you prefer it being a fall sport?
Yes, please. Lots of cold and wet nights where you get in your car and hope it has the seat warmers turned on already.
Right.
And your feet are wet. Oh, it's some nights. We've been lucky so far, I will say. The other night when we played EA Saturday, I think it was about an 18, 20-mile-an-hour wind, probably 40-something degrees outside. It was brutal.
Yeah, this is summertime weather compared to that.
Oh, it's perfect tonight.
When are the other states playing soccer? On what day of the week? The other high schools that are playing
there's a shot
in the fall. Do you have any idea?
No, I'm not sure. I mean, I know most of the ones that play during the winter are the ones in the South or California because of the weather. It's just a matter of where their own high school association wants to put it. So I know we would conflict with volleyball, which is fairly big, especially in our parish. I mean, we have at Dutchtown a handful that do both, which we love because it helps them in lots of ways and try to find the balance.
Can you say that one more time, Coach?
Oh no, it's good. It's a good thing. I mean, having been involved with youth sports in the parish for a while, I mean, that's part of the issues. We're all kind of opening our calendars up and running into each other, and it's bad. It's bad for the kids. They can't do multiple sports.
It also conflicts in the fall with cross country. Do you have any conflicts with that? Any of the with the runners? I would assume. Yeah.
I had one actually drive in from state for our first game against St. Joe's that night, having run that day to try to come play. So, and she did. She gave it an honest effort, but obviously not herself after running however many miles she ran.
But I mean, and I'm not knocking anything in regard. Most of these kids are going to move on to either work or they're going to just go to college.
Of course.
And just the opportunity that they have, I constantly say this to my football guys. Last year in the Super Bowl, 80% of the guys played two sports in high school.
Yeah.
And what I told you just earlier is we had girls just like in middle school taking the cheerleader uniform off and playing in a basketball game or going to play in a soccer game. And that, I will say this, that was a lot of fun when we first started it. The parents came up to me and says, "We don't have a clue what's happening out here." I said, well, be like a lot of some of these parents. Just holler at the referee or something like this.
So it remains 2-0 Santa Ma as we are about 26 and a half minutes into the first half. And so we'll just have the girls game here tonight. And remember, we'll get after the game, we'll get the seniors on the East Ascension side.
Yeah, the Dutchtown boys and EA boys played a tight one the other day. Oh, they're in. There it is.
And as another crossbar.
That was a good save by Hannah in the goal.
I thought she was going to bicycle the thing.
That was a good save. She got a piece of that one.
And Coach, I wanted to bring that up because you had the Dutchtown and Santa Ma boys game afterwards, and what a lot of the people who don't really care for or say they don't care for soccer, they always say 0-0, 1-0, 1-1. How is that fun? And I can tell you, I don't know if you had stayed for the boys game, but when Santa Ma tied it at 1 with about 20 minutes left to go in the game, the last 20 minutes was about as intense as any game or in any sport that you're ever going to get because one goal could score, one goal will win it, but there's a lot of action even though there's not a lot of goals being scored.
Oh, of course. I think if you look at the scoreboard, it tells a picture, but it's not the complete picture of what happened, especially in that game the other night. I mean, all those Dutchtown Santa Ma games are extremely emotional and intense between the players. Again, they all know each other. They've probably watched each other play a few times, or they're teammates out of high school. It's a great game, and obviously,
and probably their parents all friends and everything else.
Of course, they all know each other. Coach Marcus does a great job on the boys' side at Dutchtown, and Coach Adrian, who's been at Santa Ma a long time, obviously does very well. They're geared for, both those teams are geared for good playoff runs on the boys' side. So it's exciting to see so much success in the parish on both sides of
So
girls and boys.
Who's the defending champion? State champion.
On the boys?
Girls
is Dominican. No, Mount Carmel. I apologize. Mount Carmel won last year, I believe.
And that's probably in the same district, right?
And then Catholic won on the boys' side last year.
And we might say the state tournament again this year. How did you like it over in Hammond at Strawberry Stadium?
It's nice now that we have turf, so we can practice on it. And I think they replaced the turf. It was kind of dated before, so it's nice. I mean, they've tried to move it around. I think it was at UL for a while. I would prefer it be on grass, but since our home stadium's turf now, it's not a bad deal if we make it there. We're going to be used to it.
I think it was actually in New Orleans.
It was at Tad Gormley for a while, and then it moved to Lafayette for a couple of years, and then they just, the past 2 or 3, they put it in Hammond.
There's a shot, and it's in for the goal. 3-0. As we'll get the goal scorer in just a moment.
It's Lillian.
Okay, Lillian Oakland, number 1. There, you're right. It's hard to see with the small numbers on the front.
And again, we talk about it, but just a freshman.
So 2
for. I mean, just the touch on that ball, barely over the extended hand of the goalkeeper.
Well, 2 good teams here. Good shot by Miss Lillian.
So 2 goals early from Bridgewater, and then you have 1 from Oakland, as that makes the score 3-0. And here's another opportunity. As you see, this is Sutton gets it over. And so trying to clear it, cannot. And they'll set up again.
There's Arsenault in the middle. Kick it back across.
So we have 9 minutes about left in this first half. 3-0 Santa Moss. Santa Moss had multiple opportunities, and they could be up about 5-6-0, but just hitting them off the crossbar and just barely missing some attempts here tonight.
So the school board bought y'all everyone new goals, or is that how that worked?
I think so. I don't think that came out of my budget. we bought some practice goals and things like that, but I'm pretty sure that came with the turf.
I mean, it looks like the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Are they pretty heavy?
No, they have to be weighed down. At most places we tying them off to the football goalpost in the back, so not hard to move if you have to.
Shot by Bridgewater blocked, and on the floor, no whistle.
Good tackle by Paige Pransky from EA over there.
And so now setting up with a shot wide left, that was Humphreys for Santa Moss, and so goalie will kick.
Aubrey Humphreys is a cheerleader too, so there you go. There's a multi-sport athlete for Santa Moss.
Good deal. So we call this a direct kick. Indirect.
It's a goal kick.
Goal kick.
Yeah.
So it's unreal, and it's not knocking anybody in general, but just the distance that changes from the males to the females.
Oh yeah.
On this kick right here.
And
boy, how important is it to have somebody that can boot it pretty good? I mean, for my years as the head coach, probably 8 of them we had soccer guys as our kickers. Coach, I'm just telling you right now, I could sit here and I'd say, I need you to aim it at 55.
Must be nice.
And I'm going to just go, and I'm going to just tell you, Coach, you want me to hit the left 5 or the right 5? And I said, whatever. I mean, it was just amazing. I think a guy, Tyler Bonin, he's on Adrian's staff.
Yeah, Hannah does a pretty good job. Most importantly, to find one of her teammates on those balls so they can hopefully build a little bit and get out of their end.
So they'll throw it in, try to get it to Bridgewater. Three 0. Less than 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
How is I don't want you to talk about certain people, but how's the COVID situation affecting you right now?
The same way it's affecting everybody else. You just dread those close contact and.
You dread that call from the AD or the.
Yes, sir.
Here's an opportunity for East Ascension.
It's
amazing.
cleared.
But you got to have a deep roster, so and make sure everyone's ready to step up if needed, if it happens. We had a couple out on Saturday versus EA due to it. So, and I'm sure these two teams tonight are probably dealing with it on their end too. Looks like Paige Pransky on the direct free kick here.
So, are we setting up a play, or are we taking a shot at it?
Looks like she's shooting.
And there it is, and it's wide. And so goal kick coming. 6 minutes remaining. 3-0 Sandoval. Sandoval has been in control this entire night. That's really the first opportunity for East Ascension.
I mean, this could easily, to me, be a scoring opportunity right here for East Ascension, because you don't really able to clear the ball right there too much. And
let's see. Oh, as you have contact, and looks like the Sandoval player Parker may have a sore knee after that one. And here comes once again Sutton for Sandoval.
Little push right there.
So we'll have the whistle.
I can understand. You look at the girls, there's a lot of running out here. A lot of running. And
so here's here's that contact that we were talking about right there.
Jeff, all of a sudden you go all the way down to one end, then somebody clears it the other direction, and you go, and you got to be kidding me.
Looks like Maddie Parker picked up a knock on that one.
Yeah, that's Parker. They're gonna get her off, and they're gonna because she's just struggling with her knee right there. So she'll come all the way around, and she's been replaced already.
Looks like they hit knees.
Yeah, I think so. Looks like both of them are coming off. The other player for, I believe that's Wagensback for East Ascension. You can see them down underneath the score right there as they have to go all the way to the other side, as both benches are on the visitor side here at Spartan Stadium. So 4 minutes remaining. And EA will throw it in. And this is Wagensback. No, make that Cardi, excuse me. And Bridgewater slips. And it'll go out. Bourgeois trying to save it.
Yeah, it looks like he called a foul over there, so it's going to be another free kick for Sandoval.
Okay. So 3-0. When you look at like a baseball score, 3-0, you can have a good inning and make a comeback. How difficult is it to come back from a 3-0 deficit in 40 minutes in soccer?
Of course, it's very difficult. But if I'm EA, I'm trying to scratch one back before the half, if possible, just to try to get it in striking distance off the post again.
Another one off the post.
But in.
Is it in?
Yeah.
So it is. So we'll have to see the. No, they.
Yeah. It's a kickoff.
Okay. Wait, let's see. Okay, there we go. So let's see. So apparently the goal has been scored. Let's if we can get an opportunity to look at the replay to see who scored here.
Well, it's a nice kick setup right there.
Looks like Naya.
Yep, and that's Bridgewater. So.
And look.
There you go.
So what's the rule on the? Is it a white line or a black line in the back of the?
It depends upon the field. It looks white from here, but
if that ball touches,
the whole ball has to cross the line. Okay. Everything has to go across it. In the pros, they have goal line technology that shows them when it goes across, but he's just.
I think they have that at Wimbledon too.
Yep. It's the assistant referee on the far side there that will call it if it's over the line because he's got the best view. So. And the ref's just looking for him to give him the signal that it.
Basically, he's going from. Offside calls to important call there.
Yep.
So one thing we want to bring up with the score 4-0 now, that was Bridgewater's third goal of the night. So she's got the hat trick. Fourth goal as she's tripped. And we have a whistle. And I believe she'll get a kick here. And the other goal, the first two goals of the night were scored from Bridgewater. Third goal from Oakland. And then the goal right there from point blank range from Bridgewater makes it 4-0.
Again, you got a yellow card on EA on that foul. So
yellow card. What are the restrictions on that?
You just have to sub off, and you can go right back on. In high school and club ball or FIFA rules, you don't have to sub off on yellows at all. But in high school, you do. So she can come back on whenever. So
yeah, I did notice that in the EA Santa Monica.
Who's this? Number 12.
Yeah, number 12. That's Gotro. So Gotro will get a chance. And shot on goal, saved by May. I noticed that in the Dutchtown Santa Monica game, there was a double yellow. Both players got a yellow. Both of them went to the bench, and then about 30 seconds later, they were both back in the game. So I did want to ask you about that.
Yeah, that was that feisty moment
in
the game the other night.
Yeah, for sure. I believe there was a tackle, if you want to call it, like a legit tackle. A shot on goal, and offsides. No, number 29, Sutton can't believe it. She wanted the goal. She's not going to get it, though.
Oh, that was close.
Very close, as she had it.
I'm not even calling that close.
That was close.
I mean, when it was kicked, we just saw it. She was behind.
Yep, it was close.
So we were inside of 2 minutes, so the clock will stop.
So the rule is when she kicks it, she's got to be behind.
Yes, sir. So when the last time it's touched by her teammate, she has to be even or further away from her goal than the defender. She has two defenders. The goalie counts as one, right, and then another defender. So
because if I was looking at that, I think Bridgewater was in the middle of those two.
That was tight for sure. He has the best view, but the assistant refs are.
Well, he has to continue to move with the lead person, and that's not an easy task in itself.
Right. So it's inside of 2 minutes. You see the clock has stopped. So the clock stops inside of 2 minutes because there may be stoppage time. So they don't. When the clock gets to 0, that does not mean the end of the first half. So they stop the clock so that it doesn't run down to 0, and they'll call halftime on the field so that they'll know. But don't expect to see a lot of stoppage time though.
That's it.
And so that is it. We're at the half, and so our score here at the half, it's all Santa Monica. They lead East Ascension on senior night here for the Lady Spartans. Our score 4-0. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the EATEL Game of the Week on REV TV.
Daily routines change, but the land stays the same. There's ground to cover, a herd to feed, and you still have to make it back in time to get a clean start on tomorrow. So run with us on a John Deere Gator, because being linked to the land means the work never stops. Nothing runs like a deer.
At Ascension Equipment, save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Halftime at Spartan Stadium, senior night for the East Ascension girls, the Lady Spartans. They trail 4-0 to Santa Ma. Jeff Porsche, Coach Swack with you. We'll be joined for a couple more minutes in the second half by Coach Moss from Dutchtown. But what we want to do now is talk about these seniors, and we're going to get a look at the EA seniors in just a moment. And we're going to have the ceremony after the game, so stay tuned for that because we will be covering that. But first, let's talk about the Santa Ma senior girls. As you see those girls right there, Bryn Weathers, Spencer Kernan, Sadie Bourgeois in the front, Sarah Jordan, Jules Gautreau, Sarah Arsenault, Olivia Barker, and Alyssa Tanner out there. That's a good senior class for the Lady Gators.
And I'm going to tell you what, most female athletes, they love this situation. Most of the time when we have a professional photographer or whatever, they'll end up saying, all right, you can get any pose you want to, okay? You can act like smiling, crying, whatever. And always a fun thing. And you can see there that's at the pit. And look, just think about this, Jeff, 4 years of playing sports and probably being involved in a lot of other activities. It's a big time to be a senior at a high school. A lot of fun times, a lot of fun activities your senior year.
Yep.
And a lot of things to remember.
Yep, and their final games in the next couple of weeks and then the playoffs, so they should be in the postseason as well. Now let's take a look at the East Ascension girls team, and again, you got a lot of girls that are playing their final games here, and this is an emotional night for these girls. Tamia Powers, Reagan Melanson, Jenny Mendez, Aaliyah Jimerson, Maya Burris, and Shayla Sanchez. So these girls wearing their Letterman jackets and playing their final home game here tonight.
And you see,
that's some. You see the tennis. You were pointing out the tennis
Powers,
right there.
Says I can go, and he says, and I will tell you this: tennis is a lot less running than the soccer, but you know what? You got to stay in shape.
It's still
year
a lot,
round.
though.
And so great that you see the girls involved in other activities. And here you have soccer in the middle of the school year, which it comes not necessarily at a crazy time, but a tough time for coaches, athletes, where you are involved in Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's, and sometimes maybe possibly up to the Mardi Gras times and stuff like this. So there's a lot of interruptions, and there's a lot of club soccer going on and stuff like that. So a lot of things go on during your winter sports, and then you got powerlifting, you have wrestling, you have girls and boys basketball. So a lot of things going on for all of the kids. And you could see in the stands right here, nice little group here, Jeff.
It does. It might be deceptive because there's really nobody on the visitor side except the players, but everybody's on the home side, and it's a good crowd.
And that's basically how it's supposed to be, to where you have a concession stand here, you have a gate here, and you have all the fans here. And that's basically how it is at all your soccer stadiums.
Exactly. And so you saw good shots of the halftime discussion. You saw Coach Franklin talking it over with the East Ascension team first, and then you see her right there, and she's been coaching a lot at this halftime. Every shot we've had, she's been discussing, and the girls have been right on top of that. Kind of a little more laid back. You got a 4-0 lead on the visitor side, and Coach Hartman, now she's talking it over a little bit, but a little more comfortable with a 4-0 lead, I think. And so Very impressive first half. You had the 3 goals. And they're listening to music or something. They're having fun out there. And they had fun on the field out there so far. Nia Bridgewater with 3 goals and then 1 from Oakland.
Well, I could tell you Coach Franklin is not having a whole lot of fun right now. Neither are her athletes. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very interested to see because East Ascension's having a pretty decent year this year.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be interesting to see just exactly how they handle the second half. And here you look at this.
The district standings,
this
or
district
schedule. Yes.
For the 2 teams with Live Oak postponed probably because of the COVID situation. And then you have Dutchtown. That was an 8-0 game that we did on Tuesday night. Denham Springs, the LadyGators come back and win that. And tonight they're at East Ascension, then they go to Walker. Remember, all of the fields in this year's district and next year's district, except for the boys soccer, unless that changes, is going to play on turf fields. And here's the Lady Spartans. And they won at Walker and Live Oak. Lost at Dutchtown, and then they have Sanamaw and Denham Springs coming up at home.
And so we can take a look at the girls' standings as well as we look at the girls and boys. And Dutchtown with Coach Moss, we've been talking to him the entire first half. They have a 3-0 district record right now, so they're in good shape to possibly win the district. East Ascension was in second place, but they're trailing here by 4. And Sanamaw has an opportunity at 5-10 to move up to 2-1 and pass up Live Oak, who is 1-1. Then you have Denham Springs at 1-2, and then Walker at 0-3. And Dutchtown and Sanamaw tied Tuesday night, and so they play in the Bayou District when you talk about football with Bourgeois and the East Ascension, Central Lafourche, and Thibodaux in taking up the rear in that district. But that's the Terrebonne and Lafourche schools. But there's always a possibility that Dutchtown Sanamaw, because of the tie, could tie for the district title.
It comes down to goal difference. They decide it. Up to 4 goals per game is how that district will. So you still could be tied if everything lines up just right. But odds are it's going to be 1 goal that costs either one of those the district championship.
And so where do these rules come from? Because when we were in a district, it bothered me that soccer kind of went off like nobody cared about them or whatever. You know, I mean, I said we were tied with St. Joe's for second. How do you know that? They just told us so.
Each district decides how they decide their winners. So some do penalty kicks on the night to see who the winner is for district standing. Some just do goal difference. It depends. Each district has their own rules. So very, very specific.
And who is in charge of that district?
It's normally the district chair, which I think is Adrian on the boys' side, but they all vote and decide. So
the second half has begun, and here comes an opportunity for Bridgewater over on the Sanamaw side. Gets it to the corner and centers it. Nobody home. Oh, just missed.
Went by everybody on that one by Bridgewater.
Missed Oakland. Now here's another shot wide. And so our score remains 4-0. We're very early on, and we're wrapping up our discussion with Coach Moss. He has some other things he needs to take care of in the second half. But again, last week we had Jolie out here, and we learned a lot, and now we're learning a lot more. And so it's great having these coaches out here, and we really appreciate your time coming out here on a night like this and sharing everything that you know about this sport.
Well, no, I appreciate everything you guys do. Each one of these games is good to grow the game. The more people to watch it, the more people to play it. So we appreciate it. We hope you guys can get out again and sort of push the game down the road and help us.
Oh, we're glad to do it. It's been a lot of fun covering these games.
And so right offhand, you have an idea, when do they announce the playoff seedings and stuff like this?
End of the month. So the end of the month, the last day to play the game, your last game is the 29th, which is a Saturday, and then I think the playoff matchups are announced that Sunday, and they have to start by Monday, and then you have a window, and it's really condensed this year because they're trying to avoid Mardi Gras. So we got about 3 weeks to get it all done. So it's going to be a busy few weeks, hopefully for all of our teams in the parish. So
Well, great, and good luck, and get a couple more games in district, and they're at home. So congratulations on a great season, and good luck in the postseason.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me. All right, y'all have a good night.
All right.
Take care. Thank you, Coach.
Take care.
All right, so Coach Jared Moss from Dutchtown, the girls team.
Oh, you saw Sarah Arsenault battling in there, trying to get that ball in between the two girls.
So East Ascension trying to get some sort of offensive opportunity, but they just have not had many here tonight. And there's a shot wide. Bridgewater almost got her fourth. It still has not rolled quite out of there. It is. It is out of bounds. So
I was thinking Bridgewater might have been trying to knock that by, but it might have been like a little dink pass right here. Saw number 20. Was that 29?
Right. That's Sutton. Yep. Sutton wants to get a goal out here tonight. She had that opportunity that was waved off for an offsides penalty late in the first half. She wants to get on that score sheet here tonight, and she'll probably get a couple more opportunities out here. As another shot on goal, this one coming from Gotro. Easy save.
This to me, I'm not going to say it's a problem or an issue, but when that ball is, and the goalkeeper picks it up and she can come on out to the 18-yard keeper area right there. It's amazing that it doesn't seem to get on the punt back to the other side of the 50-yard line, and that's understandable. But it seems like it stays on one end. Right. For a little while until it gets cleared out in the other direction.
Very aggressive on the Santa Monica side here tonight. They were not very aggressive in the Dutchtown game last week as they had lost 8-0, but this is a different team, and there's some new players out there that maybe weren't out there last week, and so the lineup is kind of fluid, and that can affect how you perform on a day-to-day basis.
Bourgeois with the throw in here.
And you talked about Bridgewater, and she's been the aggressor here tonight, and she's got 3 goals. She hung out around midfield most of the night in the Dutchtown game. I don't know if that was because of an injury or other things, but she's definitely fighting out here tonight, and she's been the best player out here that I've seen so far. Trying to clear it.
There's Arsenault right there with
an opportunity.
Steal.
Here's an opportunity. Perhaps a shot on goal, and it's just wide. Still not cleared, as Pransky had a chance.
Just could not have enough speed to break it off to get to that open shot on goal. So and here's your throw in.
From Wagenspack. So she'll get it to Pransky.
Arsenault with a clear.
So East Ascension trying to rally here, but let's see who's going to throw it in. This is going to be Santa Monica ball.
I believe it's going to be Sutton, or Sutton has moved away from the ball.
This is
Forsyth. Is that Forsyth that just threw it in, 27?
I believe so. No, make that number 7. It's Sadie Bourgeois. And collision, or near collision, by May and Bridgewater. And a goal kick for East Ascension. As we are 6 minutes in, 4-0. No scoring here in the second half so far. East Ascension very dominant Santa Monica very dominant in the first half. 4 goals, and they had a couple off the crossbar and a couple off the post. This is very close to being a 5 or 6-0 game in the first half, but a little more aggressive. This is Pransky for East Ascension, and it's cleared.
And a good job there by Bourgeois, just kind of interfering with the dribbler.
Collision, no whistle. And the header goes a long way. And it goes wide, and can she save it? No, she cannot.
Well, I think it's going to be the Lady Gator ball.
Right, they're going to throw it in. Wow. This is Jules Gautreaux.
And we're going to switch up.
So number 21, Nina Tomplay, throws it in. And trying to get it to Bridgewater in the corner. They are successful. Let's see what they can do with it. Bridgewater setting up, trying to center it. Tripped. No whistle. She still has a chance. Good perseverance there by Bridgewater as she got through 2 defenders and still had possession.
Well, that was a battle right there, and East Ascension doing a very good job of putting someone on her between her, the ball, and the goal.
So look at that. Lots of people on the floor. Three players, 4 players she's trying to get it through, and almost got a shot on goal there. Just wide, and so May will have a goal kick. And like you were talking about, that's just a little short there, and it's controlled by Humphreys for Sandoval. And they go back on offense. Good clear. But Sandoval there to set up again.
Well, nice passing there by the Lady Gators.
And good job by the defense.
Defensively.
Yeah, just the lack of strength in the legs there as the ball's only going about 20, 30 yards downfield. A shot on goal wide. Save.
Oh, a nice job by the goalkeeper for the Lady Spartans.
And there's a good one. Gets that to midfield.
Hannah May, outstanding job there by Hannah.
And that's the difference. That's a big difference that time as it forces Sandoval to go further back to get the ball.
Sutton in control of the ball.
And now Oakland will throw it in.
That'll be Sadie Bourgeois.
Oh, Bourgeois, excuse me.
Header to the middle.
And here's Bridgewater and a shot. Goal for her and 5 overall. 10 minutes in, it's 5-0.
You know, I would like to say, and you boy, right at the top of that goal, nice job of getting right underneath it. But where was Bridgewater the other night? And I think the answer to that might be Dutchtown.
Yeah.
You know, but I will say this. As a competitor, as an athlete, she has showed up tonight.
Absolutely. She's got 4 goals. She's halfway to her uniform number 8. Very impressive performance by Nia Bridgewater here tonight.
Well, up in the stands, you don't get a goal for that.
You don't get to keep the ball either. They're coming get it.
You know, different things. Jolie told me that the schools have to supply a ball person on each side to hustle up the balls that are kicked. Of course, they're not going to go too far in any of the parish schools.
It's another shot, as you saw, a good possession by Arsenault. Got it centered over to Bourgeois, but the shot is wide. And so we get a goal kick from Hannah May. And to defend Hannah May there, that last goal, there was nothing she could do about it unless she was 7 feet tall. I mean, that just hit right at the top of the crossbar. And
I always say a good athletic basketball player might be a great goalkeeper.
Yeah. Manood Bowl would have been a good one.
That might be from post to post.
Yep. You know, sometimes you can just put it in a perfect spot, and that's what they've done here tonight.
Sandoval with the throw in. Lady Spartans on defense.
So setting up.
Sutton
good job by
knocks
East
it to the middle. East Ascension. Number 8, that's Melanson.
So here they go, setting up on the left side. And guess who's got it on the left? Now the nice
pass.
And a nice move and a goal.
That looked outstanding.
Yes, that was just a smart move as saw the goalie creeping up and just got away. And that time, Mallory Sutton got her goal.
And Sutton right here, watch the little dink right here. Get away from the goalkeeper. Don't get too excited there, Jeff, because don't tell it where you might kick it. But nice little roller right into the goal. Oh, a beautiful job there.
You saw she was upset earlier when she had the goal in the first half and it was called off by an offsides call. But she was upset. She thought she had a goal right there, and so now she's got her goal, and now she's going to go off the
I'm looking over there at the other side, and
this is
and
Alyssa
Coach
Tanner.
Harmon's giving her a big hug. Thank you very much. Nice job.
That's Alyssa Tanner checking in for her as Hartman. Proud of her team's performance here tonight. She should be. Remember, at 8, you get what we talk about the mercy rule. The game would end at 8-0 if East Ascension can't.
You know, Jeff, I'm sure everybody's done this. You sit there and you look at Sandoval lost to Dutchtown girls Tuesday night, 8-0.
Right.
Then East Ascension girls lost to Dutchtown 5-0. So let's just see. Then East Ascension, they should win by like 3-0.
Right.
No, it doesn't work that way. You always have to play the game.
And this is why I was saying that Sandoval's overall record at 5-10 is very deceptive, because they played those tournaments against those Catholic school teams that Coach Moss was talking about and lost a few early. And now they're coming on strong. After losing to Dutchtown, they've won one district game, and they're looking to win a second one here tonight.
Yeah. Well, I could just tell you, Dutchtown deserves all the recognition they're getting. They're really, playing well right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see not how they finish in district, but how they're going to finish. There's Arsenal in the middle of the field. How they're going to finish in that playoff run.
Both Sandoval and Dutchtown have made strong runs in the past, and East Ascension's got a good team too. They're 10-5-2. You don't no bad soccer team is 10-5-2. It's just not their night tonight.
And let me just say this, Jeff, all over the state, really all over the place. There's athletes sitting out because of the virus situation. You have no earthly idea. It's not televised on ESPN.
Right.
Who's sitting out in NFL playoff games, the NBA, or whatever. But you have that out here, week after week, with the kids, having to miss school and athletic activities because of the virus.
Right, and one of the things that made a difference Tuesday night is you have the senior goalie in tonight for Sandoval, but they had a freshman against Dutchtown. So that might have made a difference in the outcome on Tuesday night as well.
Nice block there by an East Ascension defender.
And shot, save. Good job for Hannah May. About 16 minutes in. And so this team, coached by Jennifer Franklin on the East Ascension side, they're in danger of dropping to 10-6-2. It looks like they're going to be a playoff team. So congratulations to them on a successful season so far. And big thanks to her for helping us set all this up tonight, because there's no school here we're broadcasting on Monday night if you're watching on REV TV. And it's the MLK holiday, and so nobody was here, and so she had to help us get this place unlocked and set up, and did a good job helping us and getting everything coordinated here so we could broadcast senior night. And so we're very thankful to Coach for all her help here tonight.
Definitely so. But I tell you one thing she didn't have to do, Jeff.
Yeah.
Mark the field. I'm just telling you, as a coach that has done it 1,000 times, did not have to mark the field. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if you're football, soccer, whatever. It's an exciting time for you to come out to this type of situation right here.
So we now are at the 17-minute mark of the second half. See 22:52 left remaining here. East Ascension trying to get a goal. Here's an opportunity. You hear the crowd getting fired up. Pransky and gets it, passes, and a save. Maybe the best opportunity tonight for the Lady Spartans.
Well, I saw athletic moves right there.
Absolutely. And so a save for Santamar as that's senior Spencer Keenan. And I talked about that a few minutes ago, as you're going to see the replay, as a nice pass by Pransky. Gets it off at the right time, but the shot a little bit high, may have been blocked.
Hey, maybe it was, but I'm certain that she should have just kicked that thing in from that angle that I'm looking at on the replay.
And so Keenan, she did not play Tuesday night, as I said. You had Champagne, the freshman, in goal. But you have the senior out there tonight, and she's done a good job. She hasn't had many opportunities, but she hasn't given up a goal tonight. And so you see 4 or 5 players on defense for Santamar setting up a wall. They have the 6-goal lead. All they have to do is sit back and play defense for the rest of the night.
There's Bourgeois with a nice kick. Arsenault in the middle. Back to Bourgeois down the sideline. Bourgeois throw in. Oh, nope, East Ascension throw in. And that will be number.
That's
10.
Yeah, excuse me. Setting up here, number 10, Wagenspack.
Wagenspack. We have an injury situation.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, you see over about the 20-yard line, you see in the very far right, upper right corner of the field, see a player being helped off. Wish her the best.
Always, I'm sure the trainers will be, or one of the trainers at least will be here to help that athlete out.
So we haven't talked about any of the remaining games. As Coach Moss said, you have to get the games. You only have about 2 weeks to get your games in. So when you look at the remaining schedule for these teams, not a lot of games left. As for Santamar, they have a few, as they're going to play Walker on the 20th. They're going to play Thibodaux on the 24th. They play Woodlawn at home on the 27th. Then they go to Central Lafourche on the 29th, and I believe that, as they said, that's the cutoff date. East Ascension only has a couple of games left. They only have one district game left. They're going to play Denham Springs at home, and then they get Lafayette Christian on the 24th. So these two teams wrapping up their schedule. And regardless of the outcome tonight, East Ascension is going to have a winning record at the end of the regular season. So that's a good accomplishment for the Lady Spartans, and a big improvement over the last couple of years, as they seem to be on the upswing.
And
so the district, as we mentioned, is a little bit different from football. It's going to be as a shot is cleared, as you know, you have the Ascension Livingston district coming up next year, but the girls' soccer already plays that schedule, so that's what we've been talking about. They're in the district with Live Oak, Walker, and Denham Springs.
And I'm hoping the boys can swing over to that also next year. I haven't heard anything on that.
Tripped in the box, no whistle. I'm sure they most likely would, wouldn't you think? And I like what Coach Moss was saying. All the schools are very similar in size and demographics and abilities and stuff like that. It's going to be fun. I think football season's going to be more fun because you have your Catholic and you have your McKinley on the other side, and then it's not always a competitive game sometimes on one side or the other. And I'm really looking forward to baseball season. That's going to be a lot of fun, too.
I think every sport that you have is going to be very good.
Shot
nice
up high and a
goal.
goal.
Arsenault.
Check that out.
Yes.
So Sarah Arsenault with the goal.
And I'm just telling you, the ball was placed in the upper left-hand corner. Watch this. Arsenault's going, all right, here we go. Wide.
And look at it. They're aiming for that crossbar.
She was aiming for the fourth square coming down from the left side. Good job right there, Sadie Arsenault.
7-0. So we're one goal away, possibly.
Well, that's a left-handed stab right there.
Yep. One thing that we haven't mentioned here tonight, and I guess we need to get this opportunity to bring this in. We have another game later this week as basketball, East Ascension versus Dutchtown. And in our games of the week next week, we're going to go back to basketball as we have girls basketball and boys basketball. Dutchtown at Santa Maria, and then Dutchtown at East Ascension. Dutchtown Santa Maria is girls, Dutchtown EA is boys. Then you have Santa Maria at EA girls boys. And so that's going to be a fun one over at the Spartan Gym. And so we're getting back to the basketball part of our schedule, and after that, you start getting into the postseason and soccer and in district play. You're already kind of in district play in a couple of weeks anyway. So it's getting the crunch time in the winter sports, soccer and basketball.
And for what we've seen so far, I know on the boys' side, it's going to be some very good games.
Yeah, they're all very close.
In the parish here.
Right.
And I think this is the same situation on the girls' side. I think it's going to be some great basketball to watch.
East Ascension hasn't lost a game against an Ascension Parish team this season in boys basketball with Coach Lee coming in and taking over the reins. But I can tell you, having watched most of those games, there hasn't been a blowout. They've all been very close, and they've all been kind of could have gone either way sort of games. So just because East Ascension's won a lot of the games in the parish doesn't mean that they are head and shoulders above everybody else.
And, when I saw that Donaldsonville beat East Ascension, not East Ascension Catholic the other night.
Right.
I'm saying to myself, this might be a wide open district race in boys basketball.
Yep. And in girls basketball, everybody has gotten more competitive. Everybody's
St. Joe is looking very good this year.
Right. Santa Maria's got a good team. Dutchtown has a much, much better team, and we've seen them a couple of times. And it's going to be fun to watch East Ascension and Dutchtown play at Spartan Gym later this week.
Need to see what's going to happen in that situation.
Right. It's good to see all the teams are competitive in all the sports. Last year, with the COVID and other issues, as nearly in. And we have a whistle. Have they called a goal? No, they called a yellow card.
Well, we have the goalkeeper coming from one end to the other.
So let's look at the replay. Lots of. Oh, that was a that was a blatant.
So
that was a
so
blatant.
So you're going to have a penalty kick
Absolutely.
on this.
Absolutely.
In that little 8-yard area right there, you see the white line there. If you have a handball in that area defensively, it is a penalty kick from the 12-yard mark.
And this may be, if a goal is scored here, that's it.
And I think they brought in the goalkeeper to kick it.
So let's see. And let's save.
That goalkeeper's got to get back in the other direction. This might be interesting.
They're screaming. Oh, and contact. And a whistle.
Jimerson right there said, you need to slow down and move out of the way because I'm coming through.
may have deliberately set a roadblock there to get the.
What was that? May was the penalty kick, and I'm telling you, May says the 100-meter dash in track might not be my event right here. It seemed like a distance race.
And so, as contact after the save.
I think it was a little contact. May says I just slipped a little bit.
Yeah, nothing aggressive.
Boy, the stands got all of a sudden excited when that goalkeeper, and she knew exactly what to do, Jeff, in that situation. Get the ball to the other end.
Right.
Maybe we can roll one in from the 50-yard marker.
And you had a shot on goal and a save in about a span of a minute by the goalie. So shout out to her as well.
No push from behind.
Push from behind. And here comes Sanama with possession.
I think that was on Melanson.
And so the kick and trying to avoid getting off sides. They do, and a shot on goal save. And they'll set up again. Sanama still has possession. Cleared. Now Bridgewater going for it, and nobody home. Header. Nice job by Bridgewater to get it down.
Nice clear shot right there. Goalkeeper should easily pick it up.
So we have about 11 and a half minutes left to go here. 7-0 Sanama. So an opportunity here. Nope, cleared. Again, 8 goals, an 8-0 lead would end the game. So Sanama trying to finish out here before regulation ends. And here we go with a chance. And Sanama still has possession. Center stolen. And now Sanama sets up.
Good job of passing it back and forth with the LadyGators.
This is Bourgeois. Gets it center back to Bourgeois. May have been looking for Tanner on the right side. And now here's a chance.
Jimerson right here, dribbling the ball down. It's a track meet.
Tell you what, for a 7-0 game, this East Ascension crowd is loving it. They want a goal. They're acting like this is the finals of the World Cup. If they score a goal right here. They don't want to be shut out. And they don't want to lose 8-0. But every time there's been an East Ascension rally, the crowd has gotten loud.
It's a throw in.
Bourgeois to throw it in.
Yeah, we have a substitution. I think Jimerson's leaving. Nope, Jimerson's still in.
I believe that's Carty coming in, number 12. And Bridgewater will throw it in for the LadyGators in just a moment. Tying your shoes. Four goals on the night for Bridgewater so far. Goals tonight for Sanama. 4 from Bridgewater, 1 from Oakwin, and 1 from Tanner. Also 1 from Bourgeois. 7-0, 8 minutes remaining. So East Ascension trying to clear, having trouble. Bridgewater on the side.
Bridgewater and Jamison right there battling back and forth.
She'll throw it in again. And goes out of bounds. And EA will throw it in.
Well, this right here, Jeff, has been a story the whole night. You know, the Lady Gators have stayed on the offensive upbeat the entire night. And this ball has been, stayed in the East Ascension half. And there you go, I guess Hannah May picking up the nice punt by May right there. Nice job.
Good job. Conservative estimate would be about 80% of the action that's taking place is a handball, I believe. About 80% of the action is taking place on the Santa Maria offensive over on the East Ascension side of the field. As Pransky will kick.
And
over
nice
to the
job.
goalie, and she gets it.
Goalie did an outstanding job there, picking it up off of one bounce. Let's see how far we can punt this ball down the field.
So the goalie, Spencer Keenan, she had one of the most suspenseful moments here tonight as she had a chance at a free kick, missed, and then had to go all the way down to the other side and made a save.
I'm not real certain if I mentioned her name, but that was a heck of a run.
Yeah.
I think I might have said May was running, and it was Keenan that was doing the running.
Right. That was one of the more interesting moments that we've seen covering soccer here in Ascension Parish.
But I will say this, the one thing about Keenan is she knew when May caught the ball, I got to get down to my goal.
Yep.
Now, anybody could go down there, Jeff.
They just can't use their hands.
Can't use your hands.
Right. Kernan does a good job. Keenan, excuse me. 5 minutes remaining. So we're looking at a Santa Maria victory, which will move them to 2-1 on district. They're going to improve to 6-10 on the season. East Ascension is going to drop to 2-2 in district, and then 6-2. And trying to clear it, and it'll be a throw-in for Santa Maria. And when we look at the district, East Ascension will drop to 3rd place in district, and they have one match remaining, and that'll be against Denham Springs. And if they can win that one, they could finish 3rd in a 16 district. That's the top half of the district. That's impressive. Just not tonight. 4:20, and is there an opportunity? The goalie will kick it.
Good job. You're kind of in the area there where you're not sure what to do.
So Keenan saved it.
I saw two things. One of the defenders for the Lady Gators slowed up the rush by getting in the way of the Lady Spartan attacker. And then the goalkeeper, what was that, Kernan?
Keenan, yes.
Keenan? Yeah, Keenan did a good job of getting out there. She could not pick it up there because she was out of the box, the keeper area there. And so she did a good job of just kicking it away.
And so get ready for another throw-in. Again, East Ascension trying to avoid giving up an 8th goal. We are about 3 minutes left to go, so they've made it just about to the final whistle so far.
So throw in.
So they'll set up. I think shot attempt by Higginbottom right there, but may have just missed. 2:43 left to go. So another good kick from May.
May's got a very good leg.
Right. She'll get another opportunity with 2:25 left to go.
See if she can get it past 50 yards out here. A little bad off, a
little short, but Bridgewater can't get to it. And this is Weathers.
Bridgewater says, I can get to it now. A little handball there.
And a throw in. So
Higginbottom right there. Higginbottom dribbling all over the field. Cross the field pass.
So 2 minutes remaining and the clock is stopped. And so Sanoma looking more and more likely they'll get the shutout. So a good shout out to their goalie again, Kernan, as it looks like she's going to get the shutout. As there's been an injury. There may be a little bit of stoppage time.
They don't necessarily have to stop it. I think they got off the field.
Right.
Pretty quick.
They may just not have any stoppage time, considering the outcome of the game has already been determined anyway. And don't forget, it's senior night here tonight. So after the game, we are going to cover the entire senior girls
and it'll
ceremony.
be on the REV game of the week.
Absolutely. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to cover that as Kernan gets it. So Kernan taking her time, as you might expect. Gets it about 35 yards. And a whistle, and it'll be East Ascension possession. So this is going to be Pransky with the kick. Maybe one last gasp for a goal for East Ascension. And good kick. And down low, a header, saved. It was out of bounds anyway.
And there's that multiple whistle by that center ref saying, we have a ball game right here.
And so our final score is 7-0. Sanoma with the victory over East Ascension. And so before we get to the senior ceremony, we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back for the senior ceremony. You've been watching the EATEL Game of the Week on REV TV.
Just a reminder. The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
And we're back. Jeff Warsh, Coach Swacker with you. We are moments away from the senior ceremony for the East Ascension Lady Spartan soccer team. We'll talk about the game while we wait. Our final score, 7-0. The top player of the game, of course, is going to be Nia Bridgewater with a 4-goal performance, but it was a team effort for Sandoval. They did a really good job. Spencer Kernan with the shutout at goalie. And so Coach Hartman with a big win and improves her record to 6-10. Coach Jennifer Franklin and the Spartans will drop to 10-6-2. And in district, 2-1 for the Lady Gators and 2-2 for East Ascension.
And you might say that, Jeff. Bridgewater, only a junior.
She'll be back.
And, this is just exactly what you get, especially with the very good athletes that are on the female side of the ball in all the sports. A lot of times they slip right in there, and they're able to participate and accelerate and be very good varsity contributors like Bridgewater is.
So she'll still have another year of eligibility. I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. They were about to start the Flowers were in the press box. They were calling for the Flowers. They're bringing the Flowers down. And so we are moments away from getting the ceremony underway. As I see the Flowers coming, they're on the field now as being led by one of the assistant principals you may know from East Ascension, Miss Tracy Swagger.
Oh, I told her the Flowers were from me to you, but she didn't believe that.
They're hustling. She's got good speed for a principal.
Alrighty, I'm going to hand off the microphone to Miss Lisa May here as she does the announcement of the seniors.
Jeff, a lot of good things going on in Ascension Parish athletically. You just had the very big wrestling tournament hosted by Catholic High, but they had to come all the way to Lamar Dixon to host it. A lot of your top teams in the wrestling state, here the next couple of weeks, and this was a big one. And you had a kid from East Ascension, don't remember the name, but had a very good meet and is undefeated on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first senior tonight is Miss Tamia Powers, number 9. She is walking with Jamie Andrews,
and here the ladies are being introduced for senior night.
She's going to be off to college at either Howard University or Texas A&M to study pre-law, criminal justice, and a business degree in marketing. She chose Miss Andrews for her cleat off my feet because she is such an amazing person with a beautiful spirit. The hands-down best teacher at East Ascension High School because she's so selfless, and she genuinely cares about the students and our well-being. She's invested in our lives and takes the time out to make sure we're okay in our personal lives, and we're going to be extra mile for a student. I've never met someone that was so open-minded and unbiased before, and not only that, but she makes her class fun. Her best memory on the team would probably be the co-ed practices with JB and Coach Pedro. We had the most fun. Coach Pedro is hilarious. He's just naturally funny, and everything that we learned at practice, we applied in the games. Everyone got along, and I was so comfortable around the girls. No one judged or gave off negative energy. We were all there to have fun and play a game that we love, soccer. Sometimes joking around with Merle, Olivia, Jasmine, Delia, Hazel, and Kaylin is the highlight of my day. A piece of advice that she'd like to leave behind is be respectful, be patient, be understanding, be kind, and live in the moment. Don't worry about what's yet to come, and only worry about what you can control. Whatever you want, go hard for it, fight for whatever you want, and when you're on the field, let all of life's worries fade away and focus on the game, but have fun while you're doing it. Miss Tamia Powers. senior that we would like to honor is number 8, Reagan Melanson. She is watching with her parents, Chris and Jerry, and Mrs. Joseph. She is a 4-year member of the team. She is getting her associate's degree when she graduates high school. So what's next for Reagan? Well, she's planning on attending the University of Lafayette, where she will major in biology for her bachelor's degree and then pursue her master's in human reproduction out of state to begin her career as an embryologist. We're clean off the feet goes to Miss Joseph. Miss Joseph started this year as the principal of the early college options, but she feels like she's known her for so much longer. We instantly clicked, and she helped me through one of the toughest times of my high school career. There were many days I would leave chemistry class early because I just wasn't understanding what was going on, and would go straight to her office. We sat down and looked up videos to teach us both about what was going on until we finally understood it. It amazed me that a principal would take the time out of her day to help a student understand a class they were struggling in. I am so grateful for her guidance and wish we could have had more than just 1 year together. One of her favorite memories on the team was when she scored her first goal ever on JV her sophomore year. She remembers the excitement she felt from it and how excited everyone around her was. One of her other favorite memories just happened the other day against Live Oak when she ran into one of the other girls on the team and made her fall, and I heard Maya on the sideline scream, "That's my number 8, go Megan, go Megan!" She would like to give some special thanks to her papa and mama for coming, always being at every game to support her even when she didn't play. She would also like to give a special thanks to her teammates for making this one of the most memorable years she has played. She couldn't imagine a better group of girls to play with her senior year. Lastly, she would like to give a special thanks to her parents. Y'all are always there to help me when it is needed, especially when it comes to advice, whether it be on how I play in games or life. Y'all are not only my parents, but my best friends, and I can't wait to enter this new chapter of my life knowing I have y'all in my corner. Some advice that she's leaving is never lose sight of what is important. If you are caught in a game with bad refs or players with bad sportsmanship, don't let it affect you. How you or your teammates play and focus on the main goal of the game. Reagan Melanson.
I watched her right here. She took me out.
The next senior we would like to honor is Shayla Sanchez, number 28. Shayla is walking with her mom and dad, Coach Jen and Coach Val. She is a 4-year member of the soccer team. So what is she going to do next? Well, she's still undecided about where she'll attend school, but as of now, I plan on finding a CAA HEP accredited ultrasound program to enter. She chose Coach Jen and Coach Val to give them her feet off her feet because they have been her biggest support system for the past 4 years. They've taught her that she's far more greater than she gives herself credit for and that she's strong enough to keep pushing through difficult times. She knows she can always count on them to be there for her whenever needed. Her best memory on the team was during her freshman year of soccer. We had this very emotional goalie named McKenna. Anytime that she would make an inspirational speech to us, she'd always end up sobbing. But the best part was that I would look around and there was not one person whose eyes weren't filled with tears, including myself. We'd all end up crying, laughing, thinking about how dumb we probably looked at the time. Those were one of the many moments that I felt like the soccer team was my second family, and I'll never forget it. I want to give special thanks to my best friend, someone who knows me better than anyone else, and I'm lucky enough to call my little sister. Thank you for all the laughs, the fun memories we've created so far, and for always being there whenever I need someone to talk to. You're still annoying though. I love you. Some advice she'd like to leave. is we're bound to make plenty of mistakes on and off the field, and that's completely okay. Remember, mistakes are what expands our knowledge on what to do, what not to do, what works and what doesn't. Don't be too hard on yourself. The best thing you can do is learn from your failures and move on. Motivate yourself and your teammates to keep pushing forward. And most importantly, have fun. Time flies quickly. Make those memories and be there for each other, always. Shayla Sanchez. Our next senior is Jennifer Mendez, number 9. She is walking with Susanna Aguilar and Artura Mendez and Miss Wilson. She is also a 4-year member of the team. She plans to take online courses and get a license on becoming a real estate agent. She chose Miss Wilson because you were always so patient with our class, and you always took the time out of your day to ask each and every one of my classmates how we were doing the second we walked into your classroom. I don't think there was a day in your classroom that wasn't filled with laughter. Of all the teachers I came across in my 4 years of high school, you had the greatest impact, and not just you as a person, but the lessons I learned in your classroom as well. Her best memory on the team? I honestly couldn't tell you what my best memory on this team would be, because every moment I had with these girls on the field were very memorable and special to me. I can't decide if it was the countless physical fights Jimmy and I had, obviously I would win, or if it was the car rides with Shayla, Nayla, and Maya's horrible driving skills. Special thanks. I've been blessed with the opportunity to be surrounded by such amazing people and soccer players for my 4 years as a Lady Spartan. I want to say thank you to my teammates for pushing me to be the best person I can be day in and day out. And to my fellow seniors who have been on this journey with me since freshman year and who have become the best of friends and have made me laugh more than I could have ever imagined. Thank you to Coach Jen and Coach Val, who believed in me and motivated me to be the best I could be. While I'm sad this chapter of my life is ending, I'm excited for what the future has in store. Advice? To my girls, I'll be leaving behind and still have a couple more years left on this team. Make sure to treasure every moment on this team because time flies. I want you all to push yourselves to be the best you can be, and as well as your teammates around you. Jennifer Mendez. Next, we have Miss Maya Burris, number 6. Walking with Maya is Natasha, Nayless, Nishalas, sorry about that, and Miss Riley. Unfortunately, my family couldn't make it, but I know they're watching. Love you guys. Her accomplishments: Allied Health for 3 years, soccer 2 years, tennis 1 year, and basic life support. She plans to attend college at the University of Houston and major in psychology. She gives her cleat off her feet to Miss Riley, always made her feel comfortable being able to talk to her. She left the biggest mark on me at this school. Her personality lights me up when I walk through the doors of East Ascension. After all 4 years of high school, I still make an effort to pass by Miss Riley's room and put a smile on her face. It's hard to pick just one memory, Riding the bus and singing our hearts out was always a blast. Laughing with the girls in soccer PE, or maybe Coach Jen trying to teach us how to volley and telling us to basically toot that thing up. I could say the first time Coach Val gave me a hug, she's not the hug type of person, by the way. Overall, just bonding with the whole team and making it such a great experience. Every day with my team are my favorite memories. I want to give special thanks to Coach Jen, Coach Val, Coach Pedro, and Abby DeLone for teaching me the skills I've learned and not giving up on me. I wouldn't be where I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. My teammates for making every day at soccer the highlight of my high school career, my parents, and Miss Raleigh for supporting me through all the many decisions I've made and keeping me on the right track. I want to thank all of you for believing in me to be better every day. Next, I would like to thank my best friend Nayless for being there for me these past few years. Even though we met sophomore year, I have your back for life. Love you. Lastly, I would like to thank Paige, Leah, Audrey, Nayla, Mackenzie, Kylie, Shayla, Jimmy, Reagan, Lola, and Jenny for making this year great inside and out of soccer. I don't know where I would be this year without your guys' motivation to keep pushing every day. A little bit of advice I want to give to the people I leave behind would be to try everything once and don't let one negative thing bring you down. Be the life of the party. You all have so much potential, and you all make me so proud on and off the field. I love you guys, and I'm going to miss y'all so much. Maya Burris. Before I announce our last senior, I would like to do a little shout out to Outback of Baton Rouge off Acadiana for supplying dinner tonight to our seniors and our JV players as well, and also to Reagan Molanson Papa with Martinez Insurance Agency. Thank you all so much for supporting the Spartans. And our last senior tonight, Miss Aaliyah Jimerson, also known as Jimmy, number 7. She is walking with her parents, Carmen and Rachel Jimerson, and Miss Brenda. Jimmy has added all 4 years. She is the Secretary of National Honor Society as well as the Student Council. She has received the Louisiana statewide Micro Enterprise Credential, Basic Life Support, and Serve Safe Food Handler Certificate. She plans on majoring in finance as well as minoring in entrepreneurship. She chose Miss Sanger for her cleat off her feet because she has been such a bright light in my life so far my senior year. Having her class was one of the best memories I have this year, and she goes above and beyond for us, and I appreciate everything she has done for me. I will never forget your generosity towards me, and I love you forever. I'm going to miss you so much, especially telling you my jokes and messing around with her, aka mother-in-law. Her best memory on the team. Oh my Lord, where do I start? One of my favorite memories is my freshman year when I scored my very first goal in a varsity game. I was so excited and everyone just cheered for me and it felt so good. I also enjoyed every bus ride, especially this year. This group of girls has been one of the best groups I've ever played with, and I'm going to miss y'all so much. Another favorite memory is with Leah Michelle Pransky when we were at her house and I heard a noise and took off running because I was scared, LOL. Her advice to the ones she leaves behind: always give 110%, never slack off, and don't let a bad day, mistake, or vibe mess you up. You guys are more talented than you know. This year, so many people doubted us, and we proved so many of them wrong. Y'all have the power to make a change in this program. I am so thankful for all of you because y'all have been such an amazing group of girls and by far my favorite. And finally, Leah Pransky, never lose sight of how amazing you are. I love you so much, and I will always be rooting for you. I expect nothing but greatness from you. Paige, I want to thank you for always being this amazing person inside and out and giving us a reason to laugh. Tay, keep shining, baby girl. You are so small, but you have so much energy and potential to achieve anything you want. I'm going to miss you, little sis, aka Audrey. I love you so much, and always remember that you are somebody great. Never doubt yourself. Bill Nye, make a statement or just invent something new. I love all of you guys with all my heart, and remember, computer, Miss Aaliyah Jimerson.
So congratulations to all the senior girls for the East Ascension Lady Spartans, all introduced tonight. A very nice ceremony. And before we wrap up our broadcast tonight, Coach, let's talk about what we got coming up in the next couple of weeks. Thursday night will be our Game of the Week Part 2, and that will be Dutchtown at East Ascension girls basketball. And then you see our schedule next week. You have Dutchtown Santa Maria girls basketball, Dutchtown EA boys basketball, and then Santa Maria EA girls and boys in 2 weeks.
And you're talking about the district schedule fixing to get cranked up, and it's a big time deal. These last few weeks, and we've already had some Santa Maria, East Ascension, and Dutchtown non-district games already this year. So it ought to be really interesting, and I'm really interested to see what happens when Ascension Parish plays Woodlawn, plays McKinley, and most importantly, plays Catholic.
For the final
on the
time.
boys' side. There you go.
For the final time, the final go-round in District 5-5A, as we know it in football. And so that's our schedule. And please remember Thursday night, the one not mentioned up here, we're going to have girls basketball, Dutchtown at East Ascension. So stay tuned for that on a Thursday night, and you can watch that on REV TV, or you can watch it live streaming on YouTube, EATEL Sports.
The goalie for the LadyGators, Spencer Kernan. I mispronounced that name, but what a night that she had tonight. Yep. Could have been possibly a difference maker between tonight and Tuesday night at Dutchtown. So
absolutely,
that was interested to see just exactly. Not a lot of balls shot on goal for the Lady Spartans. So Kernan was a difference maker. There's no doubt about that.
Right, and now Santa Maria has the inside track for second place in the district this season, as they win tonight 7-0 over East Ascension. That'll wrap it up. And for Coach Swack and for Coach Moss, our partner here tonight, Dutchtown girls
he did a heck of a
coach.
Job. He's doing a heck of a job at Dutchtown also.
Absolutely. So thanks to him as well. Thanks to Lyle Boudreau back in production, and thanks to our crew and staying out here in the cool temperatures and for a couple hours, and now we're done. So almost time to get back in.
It's not 58 anymore, Jeff.
Absolutely not. The sun's gone down. It's gotten cool. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to stop talking. So thanks for joining us. You've been watching the EATEL Game of the Week on REV TV.